my channel. My name is Brittany. It has been a really long time since I last recorded. I think it's been almost 3 years since I last recorded. So a lot's changed since then, and I feel like I've lived 10 different lives since the last time I recorded. So all my old videos I just deleted and thought I would just start over. So if you're new here or returning, my name is Brittany, and I love to crochet, I love to knit, I love to sew. I've just kind of started doing a little bit of cross stitch, and yeah, that's pretty much it for now. So I thought I would just get on here really quick and share with you what I have been working on for the last few weeks. I haven't been able to crochet in probably 2 years for health reasons, but I'm kind of getting back into it, so I thought, you know, I would share with you what I'm working on. Some of these patterns I don't have printed, so I don't know the names or who the patterns are by, but it will all be linked in the description box below. So the first thing that I wanted to show you is something that I'm making for my daughter. She is obsessed with all animals, but her absolute favorite is foxes, specifically the Arctic fox. And I found this pattern on Etsy. I think it's called My Little Crystal is what it's called, and it's supposed to be an Arctic fox, although right now it is looking more like a bear, but that's okay. You do the face shaping after it's stuffed and everything. So I'm using Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn. It's just the color white. And some, I have a box of eyes and noses and stuff that I purchased off Amazon. If I can find the link for it, then I'll link those below too. I just started the decreasing for it. So I forgot how much amigurumi hurts my hands. I'm using a 4.25 millimeter boy hook for that. She's been wanting me to make this for her for a very, very long time, like a year or two. She found it when I was scrolling through patterns and stuff, and she saw it. Okay, the next thing that I'm working on, you've probably seen all over. Everyone's been making it. And I had a lot of this Red Heart Retro Stripe yarn. And I've been holding on to it because I didn't know what I wanted to make with it. And nobody around me, like the 2 local Walmarts to me, never carry it. And I haven't seen it anywhere else except for Joann's a few years ago, which is where I had purchased this originally, which we don't have that anymore. So anyway, it is, I think it's called the 6-Day Star Blanket. And let's see, here it is. This is what it's looking like so far. I'm not sure how big I'm going to make it. I'm just going to keep going until I either run out of yarn or I just get tired of crocheting it. And I really do enjoy this pattern. And I like the way the colors are working up too. I don't have anyone in mind for this blanket. I just seen it and I thought that it would be really pretty in the Red Heart Retro Stripe yarn. So that's what I'm doing. And I don't remember if I said what hook I'm using. I'm using a 5.75 millimeter boy hook. Okay, I think that's all of the crochet that I'm working on. For some reason, crocheting hurts my wrist, and it popped. Crocheting hurts my hands worse than knitting does, I guess, because the repetition of moving your wrist. Anyway, the next thing I am working on, I think that's everything for crochet. So on to knitting. I am working on a pair of socks. It's just going to be a pair of shorty socks. Actually, I finished a pair of the Minecraft socks in this yarn. And I decided that I wanted to try a pair of shorty socks because I've never made shorty socks that I can recall. And I wanted to see how they would wear, because sometimes I don't always want a full length sock. But anyway, so this is one that I have made in the Minecraft pattern. I guess I should have got my sock walkers out, but I didn't. It's been so long since I've recorded that I don't have everything out. But they do fit. It's just I did 25 row, 2x2 rib, and then I did the Minecraft pattern, but I didn't continue it onto the foot. And that was another reason I decided to just make a pair of shorties, is because I like the way that the yarn looked just knit. I don't know, it just doesn't look that good with this pattern. So anyway, and that yarn is by Stitchin' with Yarn, which I got off Etsy. I purchased this like 2 or 3 years ago, I think, with the idea that I would knit them around Halloween because of the colors. It's a sock weight 75-25. This is what the yarn looks like caked up. It's just a bunch of neon greens, yellows, and different colors of pink and purple. It's really pretty. So I think I did 12 rows of knit 2, purl 2. And then I'm not sure how many I did for the leg. Like I said, I've never done a pair of shorties, so I'm just kind of winging it. Let's see, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows of the leg. And then I'm doing the heel flap now. So like I said, I've never done a pair of shorties, so I'm not sure if these are going to be long enough or not. We'll see. I guess I'll let you know when I get them finished how they fit. But I did do 12 rows of the cuff, 2x2 rib, and a 10 rows for the leg. And another reason why I did them kind of short too was because one, I've never made shorty socks, so I just wanted to see what 10 rows would do. And I'm not sure if I would have enough yarn to make 2 pair of socks any longer. I'm not really sure. I don't weigh my yarn and do all that. I used to, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so the next thing that I am knitting, words, is a Sophie scarf. I have knit this before in the past, and I didn't make it long enough, so I wanted to make it again. I'm using Caron Cinnamon Swirl Cakes in the colorway Cookie Mint. It's a 100% acrylic, 4-weight. This is it in a cake. Now I say I'm doing the Sophie scarf. However, oh Lord, I'm loosely using it, I guess you would say, because instead of doing what the pattern, you do so many rows before you do the increasing and decreasing. And instead of increasing the row amount that she has in the pattern, I am increasing every 8th row, because I wanted it to be, once it got to the width that I wanted it here, I still wasn't happy with the length of it. So so I stopped once I got to, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24 stitches. yeah, once I got to 24 stitches, I just kept knitting. And then once it gets to about half the length that I want it, then I will start to do the decreasing. I'm using Chagu's 6.5 millimeter needles. I think the yarn calls for something a lot smaller than that, but yeah, it calls for 5 millimeter needles and crochet hook. But I wanted it to be more, I didn't want the stitches to be too tight, and I am a very tight crocheter and knitter, so I went up a couple of needle sizes, so that way it's already pretty loose now. Like, I like the way the fabric feels, but I know once I wash it, it'll be even more airy, I guess you could say. And I've never used this yarn either, so I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to wash. I don't know, the yarn's kind of weird. I'm not sure. It has that plasticky, well, not really. I don't know. Like, I can't tell if the yarn is spun or woven, whatever you call it. I don't know. You know how sometimes you can see, like for instance, in the Red Heart yarn, you can see the different strands in it. But with this one, you can't. It looks like it's just one. I don't know. It just looks weird. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. It just looks weird. So I'm interested to see how it's going to wash. I just machine washed all my stuff. And I've never had any issues with machine washing any of my crochet or knit stuff. So, okay, that's everything for the crochet and knitting stuff. So the next thing I wanted to show you is the cross stitch pattern that I'm working on. Now this is the first cross stitch that I've worked on since probably high school, and that was almost 20 years ago. So this was a paid for pattern on Etsy as well. It's called Cute Flower Ring Fox. Like I said, my daughter is obsessed with foxes, so I'm making this for her. I'm not using any of, I guess, what the called for threads and whatnot. I had 2 or 3 big packs that I had bought a long time ago. I think they were just from like Walmart or something. So I just got different colors of the greens and the pinks and the oranges out of those packs and just went there. If you can see, the fox has like different colors of oranges and pinks and greens. So I just went through the bag of threads that I had and just picked out colors that matched as closely as possible. And when I was working on it, I didn't think that you could tell the different colors in the oranges, but I think you can see it pretty good on here. Yeah. So maybe once it's framed, backed and framed, maybe you'll be able to see it better in person. So I'm roughly halfway done with one side of his face. And then, and again, this, I think I got it from Hobby Lobby. I don't even know what this is called. I'm not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. I got it from Hobby Lobby, and I do know that I'm going to do the flower crown thing, but I'm probably not going to do all that. So, I don't know. We'll see how I feel about it once it's done, but I'm probably not going to do all that. For some reason, like I said, I still have a lot of trouble with my hands, and I used to use one of the round, the loop things, and it was hurting my wrist. So I thought I would try to buy one of these snap frames to see if it would help, and it does help more than the other frames, but it still hurts my wrist trying to hold on to it while doing it. So I thought about buying one that the kind that have a stand, but they're pretty expensive. So I do plan to get one day at some point, but not right now. I'm not that big into, I mean, I do enjoy cross stitching, but it's not my main hobby. So I'm just going to hold off on that for a while and see how this goes. So yeah, that is pretty much everything that I've been working on for the last few weeks. I guess I've been working on that blanket I've been working on the cross stitch, I know, for at least 2 or 3 months. Embarrassingly. I just do a little bit of it at night because I do have a toddler who just turned 3. So it's kind of hard to have a lot of stuff out while he's running around. And so yeah, I only work on it very randomly after bedtime. And the blanket, I've been working on it. I actually had a lot of it done, and then I took a break because my wrist started hurting me. And then I started working on the Minecraft sock and finished it within a week, and then decided that I just wanted to try a pair of shorty socks with the yarn that was left from that skein of yarn. And then I wanted to make another Sophie scarf, and I went into Michael's and I saw that yarn, and I knew that's what I wanted to make with it, so I started it. And then last night, my daughter asked me again when I was going to make her this Arctic Fox. And my toddler is at his grandparents', so I thought, well, what better time to start it than now? Because I can't do patterns where I have to concentrate or do a lot of counting. And this so far has a lot of, increases and decreases and stuff. And the way that the pattern's written isn't really my favorite, the way that they've written it. But I mean, I understand what it's saying. I just, I don't know, it's kind of written different than I'm used to amigurumi patterns being written. So that is everything that I've been working on. And hopefully I will be back in a week or so, and maybe I'll have some things finished. So hopefully I will see you again soon. Bye.